Football fans, strap in, because the transfer window has gone full soap opera. Arsenal plotting a Frenkie de Jong masterstroke, Antonio Conte throwing Napoli into chaos over a striker crisis, and Manchester United shocker back in the middle of a goalkeeper meltdown. It's money, drama, injuries and egos all colliding with just 2 weeks left on the clock. And trust me, this is where the chaos really begins. Hit like, smash subscribe and let's go. Arsenal fans, buckle up, because this transfer window might not be done serving chaos just yet. So here's the tea. Mikel Arteta has already splashed £60 million on Martin Zubimendi, who, by the way, looks every bit the Rolls-Royce of a number 6. That move frees up Declan Rice to wreak havoc further up the pitch, but apparently that's still not enough for Arteta. Oh no, the man's got bigger ideas. Enter Frenkie de Jong. Yep, Barcelona's midfield maestro, valued at about £39 million, is firmly on Arsenal's radar, and according to reports from Spain, Arteta is basically starry-eyed over him. Like, proper fanboy stuff. The plan? Simple. Wait until his contract expires in 2026 and then swoop in on a free. Arsenal have literally marked his name in red on their transfer board. Drama? Absolutely. Now De Jong's future at Barca is wobbling. The Catalans want him to sign a new deal, but here's the kicker. He'd need to take a chunky pay cut to stay. And if you've followed Barcelona's financial circus lately, you know that's a recipe for tension. Meanwhile, Arsenal are lurking, watching like a hawk, ready to pounce if negotiations collapse. Arteta apparently sees De Jong as the perfect puzzle piece, the guy who could elevate Arsenal's midfield from really good to Champions League final good. And honestly, imagine a midfield rotation of Rice, Ødegaard, Zubimendi and De Jong. That's not depth, that's luxury. But let's not get carried away. De Jong has always said he wants to stay at Barca, and unless things completely implode, he might just extend. Still, if the Gunners manage to pull this off, it would be a transfer that screams ambition, the kind that makes Pep Guardiola double-check his tactics board. So Arsenal fans, would you take Frenkie on a free in 2026, or is this just another Spanish rumour designed to make us lose our heads? Drop your thoughts below, and remember, in the world of Arsenal transfers, nothing is ever boring. Manchester United's goalkeeper saga, ladies and gents, it's officially back on. So here's the scene. United's opening game of the Premier League, big clash against Arsenal, everything's looking cagey, and then Altay Bayindir decides to cosplay as a hologram at a corner. Boom. 1-0 Arsenal. 3 points gone, and suddenly the goalkeeper position at Old Trafford is under a blinding spotlight. Now, this wasn't supposed to happen. Andre Onana was recovering from a hamstring issue, so Ruben Amorim gave Bayindir the nod. Tom Heaton was on the bench, and Onana stayed out entirely. But Bayindir's shaky showing has basically convinced Amorim United need a new number 1, or at the very least, a serious challenger. Enter Senne Lammens. The 23-year-old Royal Antwerp keeper has been on United's radar all summer, and now, according to reports, he's back at the top of the list. The club are convinced they'd win the race to sign him, even with Inter Milan sniffing around, because the Belgian stopper himself is apparently keen on Old Trafford. United had actually tried a cheeky loan move for Emi Martinez earlier this summer, and he was even up for it. But Aston Villa hit them with a cold permanent deal or nothing and slapped down a £40 million price tag. United said, yeah, no thanks. The original plan was to save the rest of the budget for a midfielder, after Brighton flat out refused to sell Carlos Baleba. They've been looking at backup options like Adam Wharton and Morten Højlund. But thanks to Bayindir's Butterfingers moment against Arsenal, the cash might now be split to cover a goalkeeper instead. Here's the kicker. United's plans to bring in a new keeper were stalled because they couldn't shift Onana this summer. That logjam has kept everything in limbo. But after the defeat to Arsenal, sources say the urgency levels have just cranked up to red alert. So here's the big question. Do United double down on their midfield rebuild, or do they fix the most cursed position at Old Trafford, the goalkeeper spot, once and for all? If they pull the trigger on Lammens, he's young, hungry, and reportedly willing to trade Antwerp for the Theatre of Dreams. But let's be honest, United fans have heard this one before. The last time we were told this is the guy, it didn't exactly pan out, did it? Either way, buckle up. With 2 weeks left in the window, United might just surprise us all, or they might just United it up again. Antonio Conte has wasted no time proving he's, well, Antonio Conte. The man wins Serie A with Napoli in his very first season, no surprise there, but now he's already got a crisis on his hands. Romelu Lukaku, Conte's big striker, has gone down with a nasty thigh injury and will be out for at least 3 months. That's not just a setback, that's a sledgehammer to Napoli's Champions League dreams. So what's Conte done? Exactly what Conte always does. Demand reinforcements. And not just any reinforcements, he wants Manchester United's Joshua Zirkzee. Yep, apparently Zirkzee is Conte's favourite option because the Dutch forward isn't just a striker, he can drift out wide too. In other words, Conte wants a shiny new toy that can do more than one trick. Italian journalist Marco Conterio claims Napoli have already gone into panic mode, fielding calls from agents left and right. Roma's Artem Dovbyk, Sassuolo's Andrea Pinamonti, even Cagliari's Roberto Piccoli have all been offered. But Conte? Nah, he's pointing straight at Zirkzee. Classic Conte move: when he wants a player, he doesn't do subtle. But here's the twist. What about Rasmus Højlund? Remember, United just signed Benjamin Šeško, which basically shoved Højlund down the pecking order. AC Milan are sniffing around with a 1-year loan proposal, €6 million now, with an option to buy for around €40, 45 million later. United are actually open to it. Højlund himself? Slowly warming up to the idea, but deep down, the kid wants to stay at Old Trafford and fight. Here's the balancing act. If Napoli swoop in for Zirkzee with a decent offer, United might keep Højlund around. If not, Milan could walk away with the Dane. Either way, it's a game of musical chairs, and the music is being controlled by Conte, who, let's be honest, loves nothing more than forcing a club to spend. Oh, and just to make things spicier, United aren't done themselves. They still want a new goalkeeper. Royal Antwerp's Senne Lammens is leading that race, and after Brighton slammed the door shut on Carlos Baleba, they're eyeing up alternatives like Adam Wharton and Morten Hjulmand. So let's recap. Conte's striker is crocked, Napoli are in panic mode, Man UTD are juggling Zirkzee and Højlund like circus clowns, and the transfer window still has 2 weeks to go. This is going to get messy, and honestly, I can't wait. Alright folks, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today's transfer chaos. But you already know this window isn't slowing down anytime soon. The rumours are wild, the drama is constant, and the twists are only just getting started. So let me know in the comments, which move shocked you the most? Would De Jong to Arsenal actually happen? Can Conte really bully Napoli into landing Zirkzee? And should United throw it all at a new goalkeeper? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe for more daily football chaos and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Because trust me, the next twist is always around the corner. Catch you in the next one.